What if I told you that some of the deepest life lessons you'll ever learn didn't come from philosophers, self-help books, or motivational speakers, but from cartoons you probably watched as a kid? Behind the silly voices, colorful animation, and wacky adventures, many cartoons actually carry powerful wisdom about friendship, resilience, purpose, and even happiness. These stories slip into our minds when we're young, but their messages stay with us for life. Today, we're going to uncover the cartoon wisdom that can genuinely change how you see the world. And by the end of this video, you might never look at your favorite childhood shows the same way again. The power of imagination. SpongeBob SquarePants. At first glance, SpongeBob SquarePants seems like nothing more than a silly kid's cartoon about a sponge who lives in a pineapple under the sea. But SpongeBob is actually one of the best examples of how imagination can transform even the simplest of lives. SpongeBob doesn't have a glamorous job. He flips Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab. But instead of being miserable, he shows up every single day with enthusiasm, turning his work into something joyful. His cardboard box playtime episode, where he and Patrick imagine entire worlds inside a box, is a powerful reminder that happiness doesn't come from money or possessions. It comes from how we choose to see the world. Most adults lose this childlike sense of wonder, but SpongeBob teaches us that if you can hold on to your imagination and optimism, even ordinary days can feel extraordinary. Accepting yourself. Shrek, though technically a movie cartoon, carries a timeless lesson about self-acceptance. In the beginning, Shrek hides away in his swamp, convinced he has to live alone because society has labeled him ugly, scary, and unworthy of love. But his journey proves that real happiness comes not from changing who you are, but from embracing yourself fully. He doesn't transform into a handsome prince at the end. He stays an ogre. And still, he finds love, friendship, and belonging. The brilliance of Shrek is that it flips the fairy tale idea of beauty and perfection on its head. Instead of trying to fit into someone else's box, Shrek finds joy in his own skin. For us, this lesson is clear. You don't need to be flawless, wealthy, or normal to deserve love. You just need to be yourself. The people who truly matter will accept you exactly as you are. Resilience and growth. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Avatar. The Last Airbender is one of the most profound animated series ever created. On the surface, it's about a young boy named Aang who must master all four elements to restore balance to the world. But beneath the action and humor lies deep wisdom about resilience, forgiveness, and growth. Zuko's character arc is especially powerful. He begins as an angry prince obsessed with regaining his honor, but over time, he learns humility, compassion, and the courage to change. His story proves that no matter your past mistakes, you always have the power to choose a better path. Aang, on the other hand, teaches us that true strength doesn't always come from violence. Sometimes it's about balance, patience, and finding peaceful solutions. For kids and adults alike, Avatar delivers the message that growth takes time. Mistakes are part of the journey, and redemption is always possible. Friendship over everything. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh might look like a lighthearted cartoon about a bear who loves honey, but it's actually one of the most profound lessons in friendship and acceptance. Every character in the 100-Acre Wood represents a different personality trait. Pooh is simple and carefree. Piglet is anxious. Eeyore is pessimistic, and Tigger is over-energetic. Yet they all fit together, creating a community where everyone is valued. The wisdom here is that friendship isn't about finding people who are exactly like you. It's about appreciating differences, offering kindness, and supporting each other through ups and downs. Pooh and his friends remind us that no one has to face life alone, and that true happiness often comes from the bonds we share, not the things we own. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog is one of the strangest cartoons ever made, but its wisdom runs deep. Courage is constantly terrified of the monsters and bizarre situations that threaten his home. Yet, time and time again, he overcomes his fear to protect the people he loves. His story shows us that courage doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means pushing forward even when you are scared. In real life, fear is unavoidable. We feel it when starting a business, moving to a new city, or confronting personal challenges. Courage teaches us that fear doesn't have to paralyze us. If a little pink dog can face terrifying monsters despite shaking in his paws, then we can face the challenges of our own lives. You're never too old to dream up. Pixar's Up is a beautiful story about Carl, an old man who ties balloons to his house and sets off to fulfill a dream he shared with his late wife. Beyond the tears, this story carries a profound truth. You are never too old to dream. Carl teaches us that even when life throws heartbreak and disappointment at us, there's still time to pursue adventure and joy. The house floating with balloons is a metaphor for letting go of the emotional baggage, grief, regret, guilt that keeps us grounded. The wisdom here is clear. Life doesn't stop when we grow older. As long as we're breathing, there are still dreams worth chasing and experiences worth living. Family is more than blood. Lilo and Stitch. The phrase Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten has become iconic. In Lilo and Stitch, we see how a broken little girl and a chaotic alien form an unbreakable bond. The lesson here is that family isn't always about who you're related to by blood. It's about who shows up, cares, and chooses to love you unconditionally. This message is especially powerful in today's world, where many people create chosen families out of friends and loved ones who support them. Lilo and Stitch remind us that family is built on loyalty, forgiveness, and love, not perfection. Balance is key. Kung Fu Panda Po, the clumsy panda who becomes the dragon warrior, delivers one of the greatest animated lessons. Greatness doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being yourself. The wisdom of Master Oogway and Shifu centers around balance, both within yourself and with the world. The Dragon Warrior prophecy wasn't about someone strong or flawless. It was about someone who could embrace who they truly were. Po wins not because he's the fastest or the strongest, but because he learns to trust himself and find inner peace. The message is timeless. Success isn't about copying others or meeting unrealistic expectations. It's about balance, acceptance, and bringing your unique strengths to the table. So, the next time someone says cartoons are just for kids, remember this. Some of the most profound wisdom in life can be found in those animated stories. From SpongeBob's imagination to Shrek's self-acceptance, from Courage's bravery to Aang's resilience, these characters carry lessons that stick with us long after childhood. They remind us to keep our imagination alive, to embrace who we are, to value friendship, to act despite fear, and to never stop dreaming. Maybe that's why these stories resonate across generations. They connect us to the child within us, the part of us that still believes in magic, hope, and possibility. Which cartoon lesson hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because in the next video, we're diving into wisdom hidden inside movies you never realized were teaching you about life.